to the Bias Cut. Today, we're going to be doing a little designer chit chat. So it's going to be kind of a compilation of some of our favorite designers, as well as some kind of like lesser known designers, and just generally talking about just looking at pretty clothing, honestly. That's pretty much it. We're keeping it super simple, hanging out, having fun. So if you want to join us for the ride, grab a little cup of tea and a little snack, and let's talk about designers.
Intro. Yeah, I wanted to talk about Olivier Theyskens. Olivier Theyskens. I insert pronunciation here. I don't know how to say his name. But he is half Belgian, half French. I think he enrolled for fashion school but then dropped out, so he is kind of self-taught, which I think is really cool. One of my favorite shows is I think one of his first shows, and it was autumn 1998 ready to wear, and it's very Wuthering Heights coded. So I was talking to Em about this designer when the Wuthering Heights promo was all going on, that whole fiasco, because I didn't love the looks that Margot Robbie was in. Not so much like the looks themselves, but the designer they picked has some scandal around her. So I was like, they could have picked Olivier's looks and it would have been
Literally,
the same effect.
It would have been perfect, if not better, honestly.
Watch him also have some kind of, I don't know, but I can't trust anyone. I picked one of my, like, this is like truly one of my all-time favorite looks, is this pink and red striped situation. I just love it so much.
The matching heels,
the
too,
matching
it's just
boot
like,
is so
you're kidding me.
the way the point of the foot and then the point of the diamond. Oh.
It's so good. And like the way it like the place where the like clasps stop is perfect.
Yes.
It's like the perfect, so then it like opens up so when like the model is walking and you can see the shoes. Like,
It's so yummy. I think the reason why I like his stuff a lot is probably to do with his historical influences, because like this is clearly some kind of Victoriana influence. Also the like ghostly makeup makes me laugh.
the ghostly makeup, and I love how the hair is kind of disheveled too. It kind of like, I don't know, it
very
builds
gothic.
in the like, yeah, the drama of it. You're literally walking through the moors and your hair gets undone.
I love the colours because it's kind of unexpected colours for this kind of style. I will say most of the rest of the collection is kind of neutral and black. I like the pop of colour. I think he's like, I can do this as well. So he then moved on to Nina Ricci. So he designed from 2009. I think he was only there for like a year or two. He wasn't there for very long. But this is the spring summer 2009. Picked two little looks from it. Again, very heavily like historically influenced. But this first one, I love the hip
Yes.
thingy.
Like, yes.
That shape is so yummy to me.
And then
It's
it
a
like
butterfly.
comes out. Yeah. What's
yummy
interesting
stuff.
about this too is like, I usually don't like a short front and then like a trail in the
Me either.
back. But for whatever reason with this, it really works for me. Like it just,
You're
it almost
so
like makes
right.
sense.
I think it's just because it looks so natural.
It looks intentional. Yeah.
Like the structure is very organic. But I hate it when people use that word, but I don't know what other word to use.
It's like mimicking something in the natural world, I feel like. Especially
Yeah.
that first one. Like it looks like floral, or like you said, a butterfly. Like it, and so then the like kind of high-low situation flows with it. And it
Makes
doesn't feel
sense,
like it's
yeah.
like cut off there and then it just like too like geometric almost maybe. Like, yeah.
I love the sleeves. Maggie, I thought of you with these sleeves.
This reminds me of like in a Barbie movie, like the villain would wear something of this silhouette. And I love
Yeah.
that. Like in,
Yeah.
one of our childhood Barbie movies, like
Yes. 100%. Oh, those old Barbie movies.
I love those. We need to do an
100%
episode on that. I don't know what, but
And then the next one is this yellow look, which is kind of a military influence, I think, with the like buttons. Like obviously it's supposed to be kind of like distressed, but also so clean. Usually with distressed stuff, I'm like, there's like, it's a tough line between looking distressed and looking unfinished. Whereas this feels very, complete.
The color choice too is
Yeah.
like the highlights of that bright yellow don't feel super overwhelming. Like it goes in with this almost like yellow green tan.
And controversial, I know most people would say they don't like it, but I like the black tights. Something about it works for me. I understand why it wouldn't for some people, but for some reason I'm into it.
I think it looks nice. The only thing is, I can't tell if it's the picture or if it actually is this way, but that like line.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
No.
But I do like I think the black tights work.
I love black tights. I love it.
Oh, same.
I do think they have to be used intentionally. I think it works here. I think it's chic. But yeah, he has such an eye for line and silhouette. I really appreciate that sleekness, but still, like, because a lot of the times with sleekness you get minimalism, and that gets a bit boring sometimes for me personally.
I agree.
But I really love how it's still sleek, it's still clean, but there's a lot going on and it's fun and whimsical. Olivier, where did you go? He's not really active anymore. He does have a name brand, but I don't think it's done anything since like 2020. Anyway, Christopher John Rogers.
Yes. And like, okay, going to like big, like,
pow.
Like bow, like big,
Bow.
like, yes, I love it.
For anyone that knows me knows that I love drama. I love colour. Give me a moment. You know, and Christopher John Rogers does that. He just does colour in a way that I don't think anyone else right now can do. And I love him.
I love him. The fabrics that he chooses to use too are like...
Yes. This 2020 Spring Summer show was very 80s inspired. I mean, yeah. Just look at it. It's crazy. But it just makes me so happy. It makes me so gosh darn happy. Like, it's ridiculous, and I'm aware that they are ridiculous, but it's camp and it's fun, and it makes me smile.
That's the point. Exactly. It's meant to be, like, outrageous and excessive. I feel like this also just, like... It just shows that the 80s wasn't all that ugly. Like, I feel like there's almost this idea. Yes. There's this idea that, like, everything from the 80s is just ugly and, like, it's a decade that people frequently want to pass by. But I'm like, there's so much cool stuff that's from the 80s. Like, they were playing with shapes and, like, volume and excess in such a fun way.
And I'm so glad you brought that up, because that will tie back in later. But I love the 80s.
Oh my god, perfect. We're all pro 80s here.
Yeah, it's very pro 80s
here. We will
because
not take
80s
any 80s
is such
slander.
Exactly.
It was so vast. Like, yeah, there were certainly like dark spots of it for fashion, for everything. But we're speaking fashion.
Yeah.
There were dark spots, but there was just so much happening.
From a knitwear perspective, there was some rough stuff going on. I will not lie. But
within the rubble, there is a diamond.
Many diamonds.
Pro 80s, we love 80s, and I feel like this Christopher John Rogers is like, it shows what the 80s, like, it highlights the beauty of the 80s.
And Resort 2022 is another one of my favorite of his collections. If you've seen this dotted fabric, I don't know how to describe it, kind of pixelated gradient fabric is very him. This whole lookbook, I just love it so much. He's just got such an eye for colour, and I really appreciate his commitment to colour. Like, it wasn't just a one-off collection. He does it in every single one of them. He's just one of my favourite current designers.
I feel like this goes in perfectly with the person that I want to talk about, because it's colour and vibrant, and honestly, some of the knitwear from that Resort 2022 reminds me of Stephen Burrows. He is a designer who was really popular in the 70s. Like, that was kind of his like peak time. He's still around today, but he doesn't design all that much. He graduated from FIT in the 60s. And I think he's maintained a pretty good relationship with the university, so that I think they did like a retrospective on him. So he's still kind of in the New York fashion scene, but he doesn't design all that much. So he was big in the 70s. He opened up a store in 1973 across the street from a really big club. I forget the name of it. For the purpose of, like, his clothing was meant to be effortless and like allow movement for clubbing, clothing for like especially disco at the time. So he really liked to use like knitwear and jersey and kind of like stretchy fabric. So his whole like ethos was you don't have to wear anything underneath his clothing. You just wear the clothing, which I think is pretty fun. Was really known for his very like flowy, colorful, sheer fabrics and silhouettes. And then he ended up showcasing at the Battle of Versailles in 1973, which was a really big moment for American fashion designers at the time, and he was one of 5 who went over, and he was also the youngest, and he pretty much like blew everyone away because his designs were really colorful. He also brought with him his own models from the States, and it was kind of the first like big fashion show in Paris at the time with Black models. And so one of his like greatest muses was Pat Cleveland, who was a very prominent Black model, and he brought her there with him. He uses a lot of like shapes and patterns and colors and kind of like mixes them and merges them all together in a very fun way.
Pat Cleveland is just so stunning.
She's so stunning, truly. Oh. From the Battle of Versailles, I really love the kind of like sculptural pieces that he put in their hair, in the model's hair. Like it kind of like balances almost with the like flowing fabric. Like it carries that kind of similar shape with this like very sheer, colorful fabric, and I love it. And then kind of as he like once he left the Battle of Versailles, and like apparently he impressed Yves Saint Laurent at the time.
Yes.
He said, magnificent.
And we'll do a whole episode on that.
Video. I was gonna say,
truly,
we should do a whole video on the Battle of Versailles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It just holds to be grumpy, which I love.
Yeah. Well, apparently there was like drama because the French took like over an hour to showcase, and then the Americans took like 37 minutes, and people were like, wow.
And America brought Liza Minnelli with them. That's a whole nother thing. Like, it was fun.
I would love to get into Holston. He was a menace. He was an entertaining menace, I have to say.
Anyway, so when he came back from the Battle of Versailles, that's when he opened up the store in New York City that was across the street from the nightclub. But I feel like his designs when he came back from the Battle of Versailles are what I'm kind of more so interested in. It kind of turned into this very like androgynous kind of design lookbook where you have, I mean, the one picture has like one of the models is a guy, and he's like wearing kind of like a tunic almost. Like it kind of like merged into, you can pretty much take whatever you want from a outfit and like wear, like anyone could wear it. Like it was very androgynous in that way. And I think that that's pretty cool. And like you don't often see men's fashion that's like super, super colorful. I mean, I think the 70s was pretty big for that, but just like this level of like pop color, I think is really cool. And his pieces were also very like textural. So he was one of the first to do the like the lettuce seam for like a top, which people love now. Although I don't really know if people wear lettuce seams anymore. I feel like maybe that's fallen out. I love a lettuce hem.
I think lettuce hems are, because DIY has come back in. A lot of people don't have like overlockers to properly hem their
yeah, so exactly.
They'll do a little zigzag lettuce hem, you know.
Yeah, but I think it's cool. Like it really kind of worked for some of his designs. And if you zoom in to like the one middle picture, the one in the center with the red pants and the red top, they've been stitched on, and you can see the actual like stitch that's like around it. So it's very like patchwork, kind of like DIY.
Do you know what it reminds me of? For some reason, A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
I can't explain why.
All right.
But it's giving A Bug's Life.
It's kind of like insecty, like very
in a weird way. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I see it. But yeah, it's just very colorful, and I don't know, some of these designs I'm like, I could see people now being really interested in, and so I just think he's pretty cool. He grew up in New Jersey. He's a New Jersey boy. He did like a photo shoot on Fire Island on Long Island. So like he was, you know, kind of like the gay clubbing singing, like very fun and loose. And
I didn't know about him before. This leads nicely into the 80s. We've left the 70s.
Well, actually, we're going to start by skipping ahead to now. So the designer I wanted to talk about is Batsheva. Batsheva Hay, but her brand is called Batsheva. And she is very much known for doing Victorian meets prairie is kind of what she's been described as. Where if you know me, you know that is my jam always. I love it. Like old
Hell
prairie
yeah.
style. And you see in these pictures here, this was an interview she did. She's just a cool lady. She looks really cool. And she plays with these patterns. She's an American designer, and she plays with these patterns that really come from like multiple different times in history, if that makes sense. I think like she's pulling a lot of different elements together. Like if you see in this purple dress here, like that's very 80s, and that's what we're going to get into. I love that. So she's playing with these like vintage, more traditional silhouettes, which I think has kind of gotten a bad rap lately. Just in what I've observed of like these things are kind of becoming newly associated with like trad and with, you know, all of that. Unfortunately. And because they're like modest, I guess. And but I really like how she, and if you like look more at her work, I think she manages to use these things but in a more subversive way. She collaborated with Laura Ashley a few years ago, and her backstory is that she went to a dress shop in 2016 with a vintage Laura Ashley dress and was like, we need to remake this. I need a new one. And at that point was like, I'm just going to start my own brand and do my own thing. And so a lot of her stuff is very much Laura Ashley inspired. I just love prints. I love colors. I love huge sleeves. I think it's so fun.
I love the apple orchard shot. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I feel like that is what Selkie is trying to do, but it almost like, I don't know, sometimes I see Selkie and I'm like, ooh, but this, it just feels like it like is a part of, I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe I'm just hating on Selkie for no reason. But I just feel like this is like cooler than like most of the, because I almost feel like Selkie photo shoots, sometimes I see it and I'm like, is that AI generated? Like this feels like it was like someone was actually behind the camera.
It feels more grounded. I think
it feels more grounded.
She has that kind of edge because she's a New York brand, right?
Yes, I believe
she
so.
She definitely has that New York grit, if you will. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Of like,
no, but this feels like true to her aura. Like it's not performative.
And also this era of designers, they all kind of have like a kind of subversive element. So this is like the same batch of designers as like Chipova Luena and like Chet Lowe and all of these other, I named two others, there are others, I just can't think of them right now, like Isaboldo and Paola Russo. Like they're all kind of taking more traditional aspects and subverting them and making them new, and I think it's just a really fun like cohort of designers. And I feel like Batsheva isn't really talked about very much, so I do appreciate.
Yeah, I just love her. I can't talk about her with also just talking about Laura Ashley, because I love Laura Ashley. And here's the thing. I guess the concept of this episode is small designers are underrated. Like, we don't really know.
We're just chatting.
We're just chatting. And she's not small, but I do think she is underrated in a way. I don't know. It's certain circles. I think she's underrated artistically.
I think so. She has a cult following for sure, but she's not widely known.
I almost feel like she's like, it's like not being taken seriously as like a proper designer. Like it's almost like...
Laura Ashley, if you don't know, was a Welsh designer. She started her brand in the 50s, I believe. And at that point, she was known for printed silk scarves, which is, you know, that's the time to be making printed silk scarves. That she made this one that Audrey Hepburn wore in Roman Holiday in the iconic scene on the bike tied around her neck. So cute. But I feel like her lasting legacy is much more about what she was doing in the 80s and the 90s. Well, what the brand really was doing at that point. I don't know how long she remained a part of it. We can check that, but she passed away obviously years ago. But she was doing a very similar thing that Batsheva is doing, obviously, because Batsheva was inspired by her. We're seeing like these older styles, like some Edwardian influences, some like prairie influences, which was huge in the 70s. I love it. I love a big hat. I want to wear a big hat with a flower on it. Sue me. Like, I want to look like Blossom. The 80s wasn't so
Yes.
bad.
Exactly. It wasn't.
It wasn't so bad, guys. And if you scroll this picture, the autumn winter 1984 this was the cover of her catalog. One of my favorite parts of the 80s was a big pleat on a trouser or a skirt, a huge pleat like right down the side. And I think Laura Ashley was really on the mark with that one. She was right
Crushing
there.
it.
She was
Yeah.
there at the time. And yeah, I just love it. I love like layering a little sweater over a little button-up shirt and having a little skirt. And yeah, she has a cult following now, which I'm very much a part of. But the brand really never really took off in the US. Like, it's not here nearly as much. But you can get it at TK Maxx or TJ Maxx or wherever you are. And trust, when I'm there, I'm looking.
Yeah.
I look for it.
I think in the UK, it's very much seen as kind of like your mum's brand or like a grandma brand.
Yes.
But
Which
we
is
all know
me.
I'm about the grandma life. So
Yeah. We are pro grandma here, of course.
Yes, bro, grandma. Why is that like a bad thing? Something being called like a grandma's brand or like a mom's brand, it's almost like, I might just be reading into it too much, but it's almost the like older women stop being like relevant.
it feels misogynistic for sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, dang, like it could still be cute though.
Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
this
I
is the
think,
thing.
again,
And also
it's
like
to
older
do with,
women are
like-
frequently have like the best style. Like
Yeah.
that's, I feel like,
It's all down to like the male gaze of it all, I think.
Yeah.
Of like
Yeah.
you're not dressing in a way that is quote unquote flattering or like
Yeah.
showing off your body. So
definitely.
But I
therefore,
think too
whatever.
that like that is also so subjective too, because like one thing I've been saying this for years, is that not because as a defender of grandma things, I get so annoyed when people say, "Oh, that's grandma. Oh, that's old lady." Because here's the thing: nothing is inherently old lady. Like, you don't turn a certain age and then start like saying like, "I'm gonna wear a rose scented perfume because I'm old now." Old, like, we as young people associate, and a rose scented perfume is just an example I've always used. We associate that with old lady because that's what old ladies wear now,
grandmas
and
wear,
they've been
yeah.
wearing that since they were young. So it wasn't always
Exactly.
an old lady scent, you know? And you know,
Exactly.
like, I think kids in the future are gonna think of a balayage haircut and think that's old lady. Like, it's always, you know,
Yeah,
it's always
truly.
gonna change. So
Truly.
just
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
Do whatever you
fun.
want. If that's one thing you take from our channel, do whatever, like
Yeah.
wear whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Even if we say we hate it, please just do it if you like it, because
Yeah, because
it doesn't matter. My only thing I say is that, like, as long as you're like doing something you enjoy and like making a choice and trying something new, even like, that's great. I don't have to like it. It's not my business.
Because what does ugly even mean? That's all
Nothing.
dependent on the person.
I do
also
really
like
wanna
embrace
do-
the ugly.
Yes. Well, I would say
Embrace
in
the
the Crown
ugly.
episode, I was talking about that. About when I did my whole like blonde and bleach eyebrow situation. I knew objectively it did not look good. But like
I liked it.
I-
Looks sick to me.
as in like it would it would evoke a certain reaction from people, and they would like. I loved that. I kind of loved it.
Yeah.
I felt like really powerful in the fact that like people were like, oh my god, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a little alien creature. Fear me.
See, and that's so funny because I experienced a very similar thing, but I think on the complete other side of that, when I was in college, is when I dressed like it was the 40s, which again is a very like, people would associate that with like a very like trad whatever, which is honestly I think it's changing now, but like if you're like looking up how to do your makeup like they did in the 40s, like that's not the current
But
day
also,
trad
like,
style.
Also, hair and the way you look has like as we say a lot of the times on this channel,
Yes.
it's like you can't make assumptions based on the
You
way
can't.
someone dresses.
You're right.
and
True. You
someone
used to be able to.
wears
You
their
can't
hair.
anymore.
Like,
We got goth
Yeah.
Republicans.
It's like-
We've got liberal trad wives. Like, it's trad wife style, not trad
what's
wife.
the
You know what I
world
mean?
come to?
What's the world come to? Anyway, I
And
got
you had
that
old
same
men
sort of
come up to
reaction
you.
from people.
Yeah.
They liked it, but also they were frightened because I look.
Yeah.
I used to joke I looked like the ghost
Different.
of their dead mom. Like, it was confusing. And just when people,
Yeah.
and it was funny because I did it really gradually too. Like, I didn't wake up one day and just like put on a wet set with my hair and put on a red lip and an eyeliner and like a little Peter Pan color top. Like, it was a gradual progression into this. And so I like forgot I was doing it, and I forgot it was like different. Then I'd like be at the Walmart in my Mary Janes and my little curly updo, and people would
That's
go,
so cute.
and I'd be like,
What?
I do recommend for anyone at some point in your life, like, do something a little bit weird. Like, experiment with that, because there is something just really empowering about doing something purely just for yourself.
I feel like that's almost why so many like older women have such great style, is because you reach an age where people aren't looking at you anymore. And so I've seen like a lot of women talk about how like that just opened them up to like, I don't care what people think of me anymore. Like I am just gonna wear whatever the hell I want to wear, and like dress in a really like funky way.
Trying to do like funky jewelry. What was that? Just trying to do like funky jewelry. Ew! Ew!
Because no one's even looking at me, so why does it matter?
can I
And
share
I feel like
something?
everyone should carry that no matter your age.
Yes. Something on my bucket list on that note is this is the thing too. I don't want us to feel like, how do I put this? Like, I'm not brave either. Like, I'm not trying to be like, everyone needs to do everything. It's scary. It's scary to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And one thing
100%.
I'm working myself up to, and I know I've said it, it's going to be my mom era. When I'm a mom, this is what I'll do, is I want to do baby bangs. I've said this before. I might have told you already.
I can't wait for this, Maggie, because you're gonna
Do
look
it now.
so cute.
No, it's
it
I haven't unlocked it yet. Like, it's not time yet.
Okay.
It'll be
It's
a very
coming. It's cooking.
I can envision that it's again because it's gonna be my mom era. So, but like my inspiration is like Helly in Severance, her little bangs.
Yes. Yes.
That's gonna happen for me. It's in the horizon. I'm too scared now. I'm not ready yet, but one day.
Cannot wait. I
love
can
it.
see you with a pixie cut and micro bangs.
Yes.
Really? That
Literally.
that terrifies me.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I know, and I don't know if
Yeah.
it will ever happen, but I see that for you.
Yeah, I am a long hair girl. Long hair is
I
like
know,
a security
I know.
blanket for me. But at the same time, it's like I need to just like chop it all off at some point in my life. Yeah.
Truly.
I worry
mean,
my head's a
I-
weird shape and it's all gonna come out. I do that.
I
Still
was
gonna be
concerned
really
about
weird.
that too, and I
Yeah.
shaved my head. And you know what? I do have a funky head shape, and it's like whatever.
I
Like
know.
no, but it's like I think shaving, because the first time I shaved my head, I was 18. I feel like most people when they're 18, it's such a vulnerable like time. You're like most people are very insecure. Like I was very insecure. And shaving my head almost like released me from some of those insecurities, because I could no longer like hide behind my hair. I couldn't like, it forced me out of myself in so many ways, like, and out of like my head. And now having a shaved head 10 years later, a decade later, it still feels good. I feel like I
looks good
just,
too.
it almost like makes me confront myself every single day. Like
I get that.
it's less of like a,
All right.
Well, that
Well,
was a pretty good little,
yeah.
just like a fun little chit chat.
a designer chit chat.
And let us know like designers that y'all are like inspired by at the moment, especially with like the summer season coming up. I'm curious like what designers people are inspired by for the summer. So drop that in the comments.
Subscribe, everyone, for more videos.
Subscribe.
But as always, leave suggestions for videos you want us to do. See you in the next
We'll
one.
see you next time. Bye bye.